I started off many moons ago with the Unscrambled Channel. I actually was protecting just Shanann to start with when I was just looking at it as a passerby, you know, just looking at the video until I saw the drive footage, but had no idea it was Diane's footage that had been stolen, basically, without any words towards it was her footage. Yeah, that's how this person woke up. Anyway, I had problems with their computer, and it was months when they came back and then saw that someone had made all this money out of them. But anyway, I'm now looking at it differently. Diane has sent me a bit of footage today, and now I'm breaking it down. We're looking at her footage, and then I'm talking afterwards. I really hope this person doesn't mind me taking a few seconds of their videos. It was the only way to show you what they've done, okay, in an explanation. I can explain it, but this person's explaining it. So I really hope they don't mind me. But then if they wanted to see their work in action, then the worst case is it, isn't it? Anyway, let's continue.
So your shadows show up on your backdrop because your subject is blocking light from getting to the backdrop. Now, getting rid of those shadows amounts to three things: controlling where your subject is, controlling where your light is, and potentially adding more light to the scene. So we're going to...
Hello everybody. Well, Diane has been taping again. She wanted to show us something. Now, Diane is the original person who found the shadows on the drive. It wasn't Armchair Defective who made loads of money out of it. It was Diane, okay? And what it was is supposedly her computer went down. She'd sent this stuff to Armchair to look at. Yes, she was in a group. Yes, she believed he was a real person. And then when she came back, she found that her drive footage was put all over the internet. She wasn't looking to make any money. She was actually only just like to have had her name mentioned, and he didn't. And he took the footage and he'd made loads of money. And another channel, Enchanted, whatever they're called, I'll leave the rest of their name out, they made a video because they tried to contact them and they called them Armchair Defective. And that's exactly what he is. All he's done is made loads of money out of the public, so he is defective and did his job. And he still pushes the case now, and considering he's supposed to be a detective, why hasn't he noticed any of this? He's not noticed any of this, and he wouldn't want to. So this is for Armchair Defective. Armchair Defective. His name's Armchair Detective, but anyway, he's not a detective. He's just made loads of money out of you lot, whoever paid him money. But basically, Diane wanted to show us that things just weren't right, and so I'm just whizzing through her footage because she's obviously repeated it a few times when she's trying to stress that the shadow comes from under the car and out, which it could do, but there's something else missing, so I'm going to break it down a bit more in a minute. Obviously, Diane doesn't talk, she puts her videos out.
Is off at camera right, and when you take a photograph with this setup, you see we get this shadow on the camera left side of the photograph because I am in between the light and the backdrop. But if you move your subject away from the background, give them 4, 5, 6 feet in between the background and the subject, and then you take that same photograph, you're going to get a very different result. Now that I'm standing 5 or so feet away from that backdrop, you can see that there is very little shadow. That alone.
Anyway, can you see that like man sitting in the car there, big man? Anyway, really there's a man sitting in the blue car having a fag, and whatever he's doing. And there's someone in the back of the car, because this was a studio. Anyway, she's showing you her footage. I mean, just think about it. Look at the shape of that van. I know it's the back of the van, but this is not a small van. Yet in that half, if you do it from like here, because this is obviously the cab here with the other wheel, look how small it really is. Come on. It isn't that much further away from this car. Yes, it is a little bit. But you can't even get the whole bonnet of this one, yet you can get almost the back of his truck in. Anyway, she's just desperately trying to show that you know, the shadow starts from here, not here coming in. It doesn't come in from this direction. It doesn't go straight across. It starts here and goes up. So that's what you see, channel. And where, you know, anyway, I'm going to get to another bit in a minute. But anyway, this is her footage. What it is I thought I would break it down. And in a sense, I thought that that was Chris Watts' shadow here. That means that he couldn't be anywhere near the child, because hers starts here and his starts over there. Look at the distance. He just drags down and picks her up. Or picks something up. But anyway, let's continue. Hello everybody. We've just been watching that bit of video with those shadows. This is not my work. This is Diane from What Do You See channel, is the person who found the shadows in the first place. Anyway, on much greater inspection, as we all believe what we are told, can you now see that this shadow under the car doesn't really match and probably isn't even a shadow, it's what they've put in. There is the light, here is the car, yet this shadow comes, what, to the wheel? We can't even tell where that shadow comes, but it looks like, because it hits the bottom of the car, that it's coming a long way in to underneath the car. And instead of the shadow coming in this way, or straight on, the shadow starts from the car and goes off that way. And that's what Diane has seen, so we're going to see it in slow motion again. Because she's realised, but we can't even tell whether that light underneath that car, because it has a black line round it, is a real shadow. Where's the tyre? You know, nothing's defined except that's got a black line round it. Here comes the shadow. Obviously Diane's is the bigger arrow and mine's the smaller arrow. It's going to come across. There. Starts here. We're waiting for it to come. It never comes. I've slowed it down, that's why. Here it comes. There. It's here. It's right under the car. And actually, did you see that? It's like a human at this point. Look, with a head on it. It's got like a head on it now. It's stretched. And then it goes out. And then he comes and picks up that shadow. But the shadow must have been right next to the car if this is a real shadow under the car. But what it is that we believe what we are told, what we're shown. How many months did people who are into this case watch this bit of footage again and again and again? And what Diane is saying is that the shadow's in the wrong place. It doesn't come in, it's going that way. And this shadow, how far under the car is it? Because it looks like it's quite a long way under the car. But we can't tell. So let's go back here again. Yeah, we can't tell, can we, what it all is? Because it's all just put together. It is. And the thing that we found is that, I mean, even that's like a face and stuff, isn't it? Look, on top of there. That there are people. This is a studio and there are people and things standing there. That's what else, Diane. And there's someone sitting in the car, but they kind of blank it out. But once you zoom in, you see it. I don't know whether it was because they didn't expect us to zoom in and see this shadow. But do you see that? So where's Chris Watts' shadow as he's coming? As the shadow goes down there, and he's interfering now with the child, picking the child up, that's what I mean. Then surely his shadow would come in here because he's at the same place the child is. See what I mean? He's now picking up the child. As he's right next to the child or in front of the child, why doesn't his shadow join? Because it's all made for us. I mean, look how sloppy. There, look at the different, look at that. To that. To that. Look at that. Because it's all been manipulated. Things don't change like that. Do you see it? You see it? Look at that. Let's play it one more time. Yeah, my cursor coming up makes the red line across there, by the way. Because obviously if I was up here, maybe it wouldn't, but anyway, it has. Anyway. And again, everybody noticed that that was a kind of smile with it. Well, I don't know, like a face. There you go. So as Chris Watts now comes in and has picked the child up. Here he comes. Why doesn't his shadow join this shadow? The car is supposed to be there, yeah? Look at that. The blue light. There's blue over the bonnet. Look, it's on the green. Oh, let's have a look. I just noticed that. Look at that blue in the green. Right, I'm going to stop a minute. I'm going to show you that that is not on the car. Stop. I'm pressing the wrong place, that's why. It's not a video on the screen, is it? It's on my video. I'm trying to stop it on the screen. Oh, dearie me. Right. I'm tired. Sorry, always tired. Right. Look at that. Look at that. The blue from the car is in the green. That is impossible. It's impossible unless it's F-A-K-E. Don't know. I haven't looked at this case for a while and I've moved on a bit since myself. But look, the blue from the bonnet is in the green. The blue from the bonnet is in the green. Anyway, what we're going to do is we've zoomed in now. So I've zoomed in. So let's go back here. It gets a bit more blurry. Bear with us because there's nothing I can do about that. Here we go. Oh, I know why. I have to do it at this speed. So there's the child, supposedly. Well, Chris Watts is now bent down to pick the child up. There's his head there. I think that's his head. Yeah, there he is. So there's Chris Watts bending down to pick the child up. So he's level with the child. So where's his shadow? Where is Chris Watts' shadow? In the shadow. There had to be some kind of shadow. Even if his shadow starts here because the child's a bit further ahead, there should be some kind of shadow there. And there's no Chris Watts' shadow. And then it's all just blurry. You can't tell what that is. See, the child is still moving. Look at that. So even though he's bent down to pick the child up, right, the child stopped moving there. Well, there's Chris Watts' head. So he's got the child. So where's his shadow? There you are. Let's go back down here. Let's watch it from here again then. Let's go back. Right, so it nicely comes in as a shadow. They obviously wanted us to see this and think that this is what had happened, but it can't have, because the blue bonnet is in the green and the shadows don't match up. Shadows match up and there's no dots. And as you can see him here, right next to the car, there is his head there, right next to the back of the car, and you can see the shadow from someone else coming in. Where's his shadow? He's right next to the car. But anyway, it's just something I saw. He bends down to pick the child up. If he hadn't bent down. So, all a bit weird. Look at that. With the black line round it. With that, and anyway, one more time for luck. No Chris Watts. Right, I'm going to wait for Chris Watts. There's Chris Watts. Only one shadow. Where's his shadow? He's now bent down. He should be in a shadow, see, because of the light. It should be a shadow crossing. Anyway, thanks for bringing that to my attention, Diane.